Hey guys, welcome back to Shiro Plays. It's been something like a year and a half since the last video, and I guess a lot of it is, some of it is life, getting kind of busy with other stuff, um, and kind of just, losing interest. Um, but I'm trying to get back into this. Um, I think some of it was, kind of getting into a death spiral of like, hey, I don't really want to play video games because I can't make a video out of it. And then the other part is like, hey, I don't want to make a video right now because there's nothing fun to play. And then you just kind of get into death spiral of like, oh, I don't want to make a video, I don't want to play games, and you kind of just sit around doing nothing, watching YouTube, watching other content creators making their videos, and just being more of a consumer rather than a producer. So, you know, there's been that. So I'm trying to get back into this. Recently, a friend and their significant other has been starting to get into content creating, and it kind of relit this fire. And hopefully, we can get it or keep it going a little longer this time. So what we're playing today, hopefully we'll start a good series, is a recently released roguelike deck building game. So for those of you who aren't familiar, roguelikes are basically games that have a lot of RNG, a lot of randomness incorporated to it. So each run is slightly different based on like just randomness. So um, in this particular game, you get different cards. Each game you start off, it's gonna. I think it's gonna make a lot more sense when we start playing. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So here we go. So I did do a couple of runs earlier. I think I played enough to unlock all the clans, but not much more than that. So we're on Covenant level 4. So uh, quick explanation. Covenant, this is basically like difficulty. So as you beat the game, you can add more and more of these conditions that make the game more difficult. So we're on 4 right now. I'm gonna probably you know what, we'll just leave on 4. Um, it's gonna be pretty difficult. I don't think I've beaten this yet. Definitely not because I've only got 4 out of 25. So as you can see, it can get a lot more difficult. So there's five? One, two, three. Yeah, there's 5 main factions. So each faction has a kind of different play style. Um, and like the way you build your deck and your kind of your end goal for how you're gonna beat the game is slightly different. And you get 2. There's a main faction and then there's the allied clan, which is like it's the same 5 that you can pick. You can't pick the same 2 obviously. So you pick a main one and then you pick a supporting faction, and then those 2 basically determine what your deck is going to look like in the beginning. I forget. I'm not sure if it affects the cards that you pick up over the duration of the game. But you know what? I'm just going to stop explaining. Best to show you. So here we go. We'll probably just go random because it's a little more interesting. So we'll depart. So the premise of the game is, you're hell's frozen over because of heaven, and you're trying to drive this train that has like the last spark of hell and relight that fire. So here we have some starting information. It shows you the final boss. So this is a way for you to plan your deck. So this particular version of the boss, Seraph the Chaste, has the ability to cleanse effects, which basically means if you have debuffs or buffs for your units or debuffs for the enemy, they're going to be less effective. So you build your deck accordingly. There's been quite a few times where I've lost because I haven't paid attention to this. So definitely get into habit looking at this. So start random starting cards because of how we're playing. So when you start playing with the Covenant difficulties, I believe they start adding random cards. Otherwise, they don't, and you always start with the same deck. Probably if you're new, you probably don't want to play with the Covenant levels just so you can learn all the cards and stuff. But just to keep things interesting, I'm gonna play with Covenant level 4 anyway. We might not win. You're definitely not gonna win every time, at least not in the beginning, unless you're some sort of roguelike deck building god. But whatever. So a couple of different cards here. not really going to talk about all this. It's going to be a lot easier to talk about this when we're actually in the game. Okay, so the game consists of multiple screens, right? So each time you're going through this, you're gonna fight an enemy, and then after you fight, you're gonna get the chance to do upgrades. So we'll talk about that in a sec. So first thing you do, you get to pick a artifact, which is like a passive. So when you play a random unit, or when you play a unit, a random card in hand is reduced to 0. So basically, it makes a card free to play for that turn, or add 2 morsel units. So a lot of this is going to be stuff that is going to be explained over the course of the game. Yeah, we'll take this one. Always, you know, having things be able to be play free is always great. So we are playing the geez, I forget what they're called. The Melting Remnant. And then, so there's 2 different, when you start, you're allowed to pick 2 different paths for your hero or your champion. So in this particular case, Burnout is basically when you summon the unit, you have 3 turns before it just dies, even if its HP is full. In this one, Harvest means every time you kill a unit or a unit on the particular floor dies, this effect activates. So Burnout is actually really bad because if you can't sustain there's cards that can add to the turn count for how long it takes the unit to die, and if you can't sustain them, you basically lose a very powerful card. So we're gonna take a look here. So yeah, you see Wicklash. Wicklash gives 2 burnout and also plus adds 5 attack strength. So I guess we'll go with burnout just because it looks like we already have a synergy for it. So we're gonna go into our first battle. So when you go into a battle, it's going to show you a bit of information about who you're going to be fighting primarily, the enemies that you're going to primarily be fighting during this round. So there's the boss, and then there's these 2. So Slay, gain damage shield. Damage shield, basically, regardless of how much damage you're going to take, the next source of damage is zeroed. No effects there, and then the boss is just relentless. You'll figure out what that means in a sec. So there's these trials which you can activate to get more rewards, and sometimes, you know, depending on how your deck looks like, it might look okay for you to do this. Spikes, when you hit an enemy with spikes, you take damage. All of our units are pretty weak, so we're not going to do this. Otherwise, we're just going to be killing all our units. Yeah, so here we go. So the game has 3 floors. Each floor has a maximum capacity of how many units you can place. The enemies are going to make their way up round by round up each floor, and once they get to the top, they're going to be fighting your pyre. And when your pyre goes to 0, you lose. So, you know, that's kind of the gist of it. So what we can do is we're going to play Burnout. Let's just immediately apply you know, Wicklash, and now we have a 65-60 unit that takes 5 turns to burn out instead of the default 3. So we're gonna be able to kill this unit, and we can just place another unit here, and that'll take care of this one. I guess we can also play something up here. I'm not gonna play this because it's a burnout 2, and there's no enemies that are gonna make it up to the top, so it'll be a waste to play it right now. So randomly, sometimes you'll get these collector enemies that spawn on a different floor each time. It's random, and if you're able to get them, you'll get 50 gold at least for the first one, and then as you progress through the levels, they're worth more. But obviously, the enemies get stronger, so sometimes they might spawn behind enemies, and you just don't have a way to get to it. So it's always good to get it because it does give you that extra gold in the beginning for you to kind of pop off and get a little stronger quickly. So what we're going to do, we're just going to summon the unit up there. You know, that'll take care of that. And again, pretty straightforward, nothing's going to happen here. Yeah, so Shade Splitter gets you this morsel unit. So morsels are pretty interesting because they have the ability to be eaten by the unit that's in the front. So each morsel, different morsels have different, what do you call it, like a buff that gets applied when they're consumed. So this one gives us 1 energy when it gets eaten, so we'll get 4 energy next turn instead of the normal 3. And then there's cards that add capacity. So for example, this one, it's a consume card, which means when you play it, that's it. You can't play it again during this particular battle. It goes into your consume pile. But adding a spot basically means if we had another 1 slot unit, we can put it in here. So one of the strategies, depending on what faction you're playing, you could potentially just stack up on a huge floor and just play really, really strong units again and again and build up a really powerful floor and just take on the boss. So we're just gonna stack up on this floor. We can play another Train Conductor and we'll play another Shade Splitter. And yeah, so this one gives you 1 health and damage shield, and as we talked about it earlier, the damage shield basically gives your unit the ability to just zero out 1 particular attack. I don't see us losing early, just because the units tend to not do a lot of damage. So for example, like we're gonna take 13 damage and the boss is already dead. We're just gonna end the turn. Yeah, so a little, we didn't see it this time because I ended up killing most of the units pretty early, the enemies. But generally, the enemies only attack you once and you attack them once and they move up a floor. But when it's bosses, they have a trait called Relentless, which basically means the entire floor fights to death. So either you just keep on taking turns hitting each other until either the boss is dead or all your units are dead and then the boss goes up 1 floor. This particular one, it was pretty easy. Our unit was pretty strong, so we were able to finish them all off before the boss moved up any floors or any of the units or any of the enemies, to be honest. So after you beat the battle, you get rewards. You get money. Sometimes you get, I forget if you all get artifacts, but you also get packs, which lets you pick, like, draft a card. So you can descend a unit, which gives you the ability to like bring units down a level. In this particular case, you know, this is pretty strong. You can move both, I think, your units and enemies down. Actually, maybe not. Units might refer only to yours. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go this because it applies Burnout 2 and it gives us an ability to heal. We want to keep our champion alive as long as possible just because of how strong it is. So we take a look at our deck. Probably right now we don't really have a lot of synergies. Right now our strongest card is the champion, and then these things are gonna kind of burn out really quickly. And we have Train Stewards, which we want to replace with proper units very quickly. And in here we don't really have anything. We can get another Consume, but we don't have units to place anyway. So we're gonna get this Packed Morsels, I think it was called, which gives you 3 random morsel units, which lets us make our champion stronger a little more quickly. So here we go. So after each battle, you're able to pick a left and right path. And you can only go down one of these paths. There's different the paths have different randomized I guess events. So on this side we have 75 gold and the ability to upgrade our spell cards. On this side we have the ability to upgrade our monster cards units and also pick up a free unit. So we are kind of looking for replacements for our Train Stewards because they're pretty weak and they're the default unit, so we're gonna go down this side. But you know, because it's randomized, sometimes you might it's a hard choice. Sometimes you see good things on both sides, but you kind of have to base a decision on what your deck looks like, maybe what your HP is, etc. So we're gonna look here. Burnout 3, pretty tanky unit, but also Burnout 3. This one is not nearly as strong, but it's a harvest, which means when a unit dies on its floor, you gain 5 gold. Um, so the what was that? The Wickless Tycoon? Yeah, the Wickless Tycoon. I'm gonna grab that, and hopefully we can kind of start an economy, get a lot of gold early, and then kind of snowball from there on. So here we go. We're gonna upgrade units. So similar to picking cards when you win, you're able to draft upgrades. The upgrades are randomized as well, and you can also reroll. We don't have nearly enough gold to justify a reroll, so we're just gonna grab whatever is here. You can't apply these to your hero, unfortunately. So quick gives you the ability to attack first. I don't know. We might just upgrade our Wickless Tycoon with +10, and I don't even know if we want to give him quick, to be honest. Yeah, okay, we'll give him quick. So quick gives you the ability, gives the unit the ability to attack first. So if they're able to kill an enemy for the enemy attacks, then you take less damage. All the enemies attack first. The game is designed so the enemies go first before your units go. So sometimes you want to be able to kill them before they hit you, just to save up on HP, or maybe you want to protect a unit. If they don't go first, they might just die to damage. So yeah. So enemies get 10 armor. I mean, armor is okay. You don't take damage, but you do have to do more damage to be able to kill them. This guy has 40 HP, which means he starts in with 10 armor plus 40 HP. That's 11 HP, and it also heals for 5 after combat. So when they go up a floor, they'll heal 5. And then this is the boss that has 4 spikes. So we're gonna take this just because our champion is so strong with the, I think, 60 base damage. And hopefully we can get him strong enough where he's able to take care of most of these things before they become an issue. So here we go, Burnout. This floor is probably going to be where most of the action is going to happen, so I'm going to put him here. And look, so this unit's going to die. Okay, so this is one of the problems, right? Like, we put quick, expecting to kill the enemies quickly, but because he goes first, part of the damage is wasted. Like, if a champion hit him, he would die, and then this guy would go. So in different cases, the different buffs that you pick are gonna kind of synergize or work against each other. And it's kind of the nature of the game to kind of figure that out. It's the nature of a deck builder. So we're gonna play this. Yeah, so there's incant abilities, which is like when you play spells on a particular floor, their abilities activate. So I wasn't paying attention, so he's gotten +1 attack because I played the Shade Splitter. So I'm gonna play this anyway because Burnout for us is more important than the 5 damage. He's gonna die anyway. We'll just take a little more damage. Who cares? Yeah, okay, so let's see here. Easily trying to see if there's a way for us to get okay, so what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna use Fatal Melting to do 3 damage to that so we can get the 50 gold. We're gonna apply Wicklash. We're also gonna apply Shade Splitter. So technically I could have played Shade Splitter up here to avoid the incant, but I was kind of lazy, so whatever. Oh, and this actually does AoE, so... Okay, perfect. So now that's gonna die, that's gonna die. They'll move up a floor, but they'll be taken care of as well. So what we're looking for is getting as much gold as possible from the Wickless Tycoon. And it's really good with the Shade Splitter because whenever our unit is consumed, it counts towards the harvest ability. So we're basically getting buffed and getting 5 gold per turn, which is pretty awesome. We'll just play another Tycoon here. Not gonna be able to kill him. We'll kill this one, but not this one back here, so that's fine. You still have plenty of time to get rid of them. And even if the healer gets to the top, he only heals. He doesn't do any. The priest doesn't do any damage, so it's not like we have to worry about it hitting the pyre. So here we go. This is the end, and again, our champion is just so strong that they're not gonna be able to do anything. So we're just gonna stack up on stuff. I mean, technically, it'd be good to put these in front so they die, and you get gold out of it. So here we go. We're gonna get like 10 gold. And yeah, so this is basically the basis of Monster Train. So here we go. We're picking a card again. We need to start replacing our units, and one of the problems with the Melting Remnant clan is that their units mainly have burnout, which forces you to kind of really like plan how you're going to keep them alive, not just from like a damage standpoint, but from a burnout countdown. So obviously there's different ways. Different cards here. Damage shield is great. Lifesteal is also great. Lifesteal works a little differently in this game. So each stack of lifesteal allows your units to regain their attack worth of HP when they attack. So basically you would get 3 turns. Our hero champion would get 3 turns of healing 60. But Ember Drain means however many stacks of Ember Drain you have, you lose that much energy, which is really, really bad because you only start with 3. And the moment you play this, it means you almost have no energy to play any other cards in a future turn. Obviously, most of our cards are pretty cheap, so we can probably take advantage of this. But I really want to stack the morsels. So this lets you do 3 damage to any enemy, and if you kill them, you get 2 morsel cards. So we're trying to really build up the ability to kind of build off the Wickless Tycoon and just stack gold. So Lady of the Reformed, this is actually a really good card because whenever she gets hit, she applies burnout to all the other monsters or all your units on the same floor. So if you have her as a tank, you basically can keep the champion alive forever. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use her to be the unit that gets hit the most. Okay, so now we have to make another decision. So this is the Hell Vent, which lets us duplicate any card in our deck. Is there anything that we want in here? None of them are upgraded, except the... Okay, so if we really wanted to go hard, we could have a floor of like 2 Wickless Tycoons and just constantly play Shade Splitters and like get 10 gold per. Or we can go upgrade spells. So in terms of spells, we don't really have a lot going for us. Nothing that does a lot of damage. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go duplicate probably that card, the Tycoon, but we're gonna take a look at what we have going on here first. So we've seen this earlier. Extinguish. So whenever extinguish basically means when the unit dies, activate this particular thing. So summon. Okay, so you summon 2 4/4 monsters. That gets all the upgrades on this particular card. It's interesting. I mean, okay, we'll give it a try. We are looking for upgrades. We'll go to Concealed Caverns, which is another random event. So this gives you different things every time. So what does she want? So she gives you Rail Spikes, which is, you know, a choice between 2 different cards. So it costs X, which means it costs all your current energy, and it does 5 times that. So a maximum of 15. And if it kills, you get a permanent copy of this card. Or multi-strike, and when it dies, you add a copy of this card. I don't think that's great. Multi-strike obviously being great, but you're so weak. I might be crazy, but I'm just gonna say we're gonna leave that. We're not gonna take any of that. None of them are good enough. So one of the other things you have to consider is as you get more and more cards, the chances of you drawing a particular card gets lower. So you kind of want like a really thin deck that has really good cards. So you're every turn you're drawing like the best cards that you can possibly get, and you don't have turns where you're drawing random stuff. So we're gonna duplicate the Tycoon. And we're just gonna hope this works out for us. So we do have extra gold that we haven't used, and hopefully we're gonna be able to use that and take advantage of that after this fight. Our champion is still really strong, but the enemies are just gonna start getting more difficult as well, and it's not gonna be a good time if we don't get our other units up there. Unfortunately, we're gonna be taking 20 damage. I'm gonna use this anyway. We technically don't have to. And we're gonna start off another floor with a Tycoon just to start building the 2-floor Tycoon plus morsels to farm gold. And maybe, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna play. You know what? Yeah, there. We're gonna take less damage. And sure, we're gonna lose 2 units, but that's 2 cards out of the rotation that weren't that great to begin with. And here we go. And now we have our floor set up. We're gonna widen this floor so we can play more of our morsels if we get them. And always apply burnout. We're gonna use another unit to tank again. And you know what? We're gonna tank this as well, just so we don't take any unnecessary damage. So we just got a cool, I think, 30 gold there, which was really awesome. You know, putting into perspective that even doing trials gives you like 50 to 75 gold. 30 gold just to kill a couple of units. Extraordinarily good. So we're gonna put the Lady of the Reformed out here. Every time she gets hit, she's gonna add the burnout counter of both of them. So this floor is basically safe. We don't have to worry about burnout being an issue now. So deal 3 damage. We're gonna kill off this bomb. Get 2 of these, and we'll put them in the back. And now this is 10 gold, 20 gold, 40, 30 gold, 40 gold. So that's 40 gold just for that. And you know, why not? We'll put a multi-strike unit back here. The main weakness of this unit is that he only has 1 turn of burnout, but with this particular setup, we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, see, like, just that's 2 stacks of burnout. That's another 2 turns. A unit did get up to the top, but whatever, 1 damage. Sometimes it's a lot better to sacrifice the HP of the pyre early, just so you can snowball an advantage. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we don't have to worry about this floor. Oh, okay, so the Lady of the Reformed is dying. Is there anything we can do to stop that? Yeah, okay, so immediately what we can do is put like a unit up here, and now she's gonna survive with 5 HP, and then we can take advantage of this, start playing these things. And yeah, we don't have any more. I mean, we can play a Shade Splitter up here. Does nothing. 0-2. It's not like it's not gonna do anything. If someone makes it up here, they're just gonna make it up there. So now we're gonna make another 30 gold just from that. So yeah, this is basically our plan right now. These units aren't great endgame because they're, they don't do a lot of damage. They don't have a lot of HP. But what we're looking for is just to snowball out of control early, and maybe we'll just we'll purge these cards, basically remove them from our deck once we've used up their early advantage here. So here we go. Also, the morsels is actually really good synergy with the fatal melting because every time they die, we do 3 more damage. So there is that benefit. So we'll just do this. Make her survive. Get another 20 gold. And I mean, technically, when do this, it really doesn't do anything for us. Oh, does this thing do? Yeah, okay. So this particular one does. You know what we can do? We'll just do that. There. We can hit the boss before they start attacking. They move up and down the floors here, and we can kind of take some early shots. Okay, and here we go. Final wave. So we've got. I think we started off at 190, and we've already made 120 gold before finishing the floor. So why not? We're just gonna keep on. I don't even know if this takes place before the fight down here, but might as well prep for that. So we can heal. We'll deal 3 damage to the boss, I don't know. And then we'll do this. Perfect. So the boss is gonna die. So we have nothing to worry about, and we did get 20 gold out of that. So yeah, it looking pretty good right now, but it does get really difficult. In terms of the final boss, the effect of removing buffs, I don't know if the burnout effects count as a buff or not. I guess we'll see. So X energy to deal 30 times whatever amount of energy you pay to the front enemy. That's pretty good. Right now our cap would be like 90 damage, which would take out most enemies that we faced so far, but they I think enemies go up to like 100, 200, including armor. And then obviously the bosses go up to like thousands. I think the final boss has about 2,000 something HP. So in the grand scheme of things, this is a great early game, but later without a lot more energy, it's not as useful. Ember Drain, we all know how bad Ember Drain is, so I'm not gonna even consider this right now. And then Formless Shout. So one thing I didn't discuss is when your units die, that's it. Like, they don't return to your deck. So this particular card, when it dies, it does return a defeated unit back to your hand, and gives it plus 40, which is great. But you need a card to die first, and then you need this to die. And right now, I think that runs counter to our strategy, which is kind of like to play our strongest cards up front and like not let anything die. And I don't think we have a way of. We do have a Tumbra Assault, which lets us do damage to any card. So let's say our tank dies. Let's say she dies. We are able to. We are able to kill it and bring it back. Or I guess we could like let this die, use that card, let it die, and then play it again and let it die again. And then it'll get 2 plus 40s, which would be like a 44 like 244 attack 4 HP monsters. But I think that's that's getting too big brain. We're gonna probably skip this for the 10 gold, which in the grand scheme of things isn't much based on the way our economy is going. So now we're looking at some other cards here. So multi-strike, this is great, but it does consume a morsel, which we're using to kind of build our economy right now. But it is a 50 damage unit. It's 25 times 2. I'm gonna skip it. Maybe we'll go for Lady of the House, get another potential tank. Okay, so once you make it after the first major boss, you do get a enhancement. So you can either get 1 more energy per turn, 1 more draw per turn, or 1 more capacity per floor. I'm a big fan of capacity because you can start stacking up floors really, like really powerful floors. But sometimes you do need energy. In this particular case, we're gonna take capacity. I don't know if I've ever preferred draw to the other two. I guess if you have a deck that has a lot of zero cost cards, you could go for a draw approach and just, you know, keep on playing zero cost cards. Okay, so now we have a choice. This unstable vortex lets us discard 2 more cards, so we can make it thinner. I would like to get rid of the train swords if possible. Gives us an artifact, lets us pick up another unit, but no upgrades. I think at this point, with 400 gold banked up, we do want to get upgrades, especially since we do get 75 here. So we have 50 gold. Let's just check out the upgrade first. Okay, so we can make our champion do 85-85 or reform a random unit. So reform basically returns a defeated friendly unit to your hand and gives it burnout 1. So this is basically a crappier version of that other card, the Formless Child. I think this is pretty good because if our tank does die, she'll be able to come back stronger and at 0 cost. So I'm gonna take this, but 85-85 is pretty good as well. That's a pretty good upgrade from the 60-60. So here we go. Do we get another quick damage shield? You know what? We're gonna put damage shield. Ooh. Okay, so here's a problem. If we put damage shield on Lady of the Reformed, her revenge doesn't trigger because she won't be taking damage. So maybe we don't do that. Maybe we'll just give her HP. Yeah, we'll just make her as like tanky as possible. And then we'll apply spell shield to something else. I want to save like some sort of big damage upgrade for this because of the multi-strike. So maybe we'll just apply spell shield to the Lady of the House. I don't think we want another quick unit. It really does nothing for us. So we're gonna re-roll. Ooh, endless. So endless basically means when the unit dies, it just goes back into your deck. Maybe on the top of your deck too. Yeah, it goes up to the... So when it dies, you'll draw it immediately the next turn. And what would be good for that? Man, this is really difficult. There's almost nothing we want because of the... Like, our hero has the ability to reform. It does reform a random unit. I guess we can choose this and then just make it... but I want it... We might just skip this upgrade. We'll see. We can do another... Do we want this? A 90-10? That seems really ridiculous. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. We'll give the draft a multi-strike, and now it's a 20 damage upgrade because of its multi-strike ability. And now do we want to make this endless? Ugh. Tough choices. You know what? We're gonna skip that, and we're just gonna use the money for purging. So we're gonna purge our train stewards, and then purging is more expensive as you purge more and more cards. But we have so much money left over, it almost doesn't matter. So now, you know what? Well, maybe we'll take the endless. We have been using like these cards as shields, like meat shields. So maybe we'll just take an endless and just have like a 1-slot unit that will take some damage for our preferred units early on. We'll see how that goes. Multi-strike for an artifact. What do you have? So multi-strike basically would mean they attack twice. So that'd be 12 damage, 8 damage. I think I'm okay with that, actually. just because our units, the ones that matter, are have so much HP, and we get an artifact out of it. Obviously, not all the artifacts are built equal. Some of them are pretty useless, depending on what your deck looks like. But we'll give it a try. So we'll do this first, obviously. So now what do we want to put in front? We do have the ability to play everything. Do we want the Lady of the House? We want the other card up here, and hopefully we do draw it in time. If this burns out before we draw that, it's gonna be a really bad time. Maybe we'll play this just so its effect will activate. Maybe I shouldn't have played that, because if those... Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping that this card doesn't take up the slot that the that our tank, the Reformed Lady, takes up, because now we're out of capacity. So we're gonna play... No. Oh man, this is hard. We want this floor reserved for the other Tycoon. You know, we're gonna start a new floor up here. She does burn out, so she might just end up dying. Most likely she's gonna end up dying, who knows? We'll see. What is going on here? Wow, okay, so totally not going as planned. So it looks like when these things die, they summon too, which is really interesting. So this might actually be a cool alternative to using the morsels, because we haven't drawn it yet. And we'll just do this for now to keep him alive. We want this card up here, but we can't play it right now, so we'll just leave it. But okay, yeah, interesting. So this thing's gonna die, and it's gonna summon more and more stuff. Oh, and they do burn out. Awesome. Actually, this is actually really interesting. Look at how strong this thing is getting. This is an unintended synergy with our hero's ability. Unfortunately, I can't play the Wickless Tycoon on the same floor, but we're getting so much gold, I don't think it matters. I'm not gonna play it. I do want to play it on this floor if possible, but that's interesting. Yeah, we'll just spend most of our stuff stacking up on our hero, making him stronger for now. Waiting for the Reform Lady come back so we can play her in the front slot. And maybe we'll just play yeah, maybe we'll just play him. We can make him stronger. Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with this. Alright, so far so good. Okay, so what we can do is make this wider. And then we're gonna... So our unit up here did die. I don't think there's anything we can do. No. Oh, because it's multi-strike. That was silly. That's okay. We can kill it anyway, just with Untumbra Assault, which probably would have been the better play to begin with. And then we'll play this. We don't care as long as he gets stronger. So that'll be quite a bit of gold, 15 gold I think. And down here we'll just burn out and heal. Unfortunately, the deck is just so big that our draws aren't working the way we want. See, we still haven't gotten the Reform Lady back yet. Hopefully we get it next turn though. Let's see here. So this card is getting pretty crazy. Now it's doing 69 to all units or all enemies on a floor. So I'm gonna start building up this floor. I don't think we're gonna stack up too much on there. So luckily we do have cards that increase burnout, otherwise that could be an issue. Gonna play this down here so we don't activate his incant. We'll play this here. And we'll play this in front. If she dies or burns out, it's another 10 gold, so it's good. And we'll just do that. And yeah, things are looking pretty good for us right now. Perfect, exactly what we were looking for. 360 damage, not too shabby. Definitely not where we want to be at. We want to do a little more damage. Are they? Yeah, these guys are dying. Are they dying to burnout? No, it can't be. It must be just straight up damage that they're dying. Unfortunately, we don't have enough room to play a Legion of Wax because I think that would be a great way to avoid these issues, but we can play all our Dread cards. I think the main issue is that we can't get to these units in the back and they'll be taking down our tanks relatively quickly. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so we were able to get it up to like 700 or no, sorry, 500. You know what? I'm okay with that. And then we'll just add burnout up here. We're not going to be able to clear them out with our first floor, but they're not going to make it past our second floor. Alright, so I think all we have to do is now focus on thinning our deck. And once our deck is thin enough, we shouldn't have any more issues with the draw order. Right now, the deck is just not consistent. We're able to play this, get 2 more morsels, which is great. Unfortunately, we can't play all of them, but we'll play one in front just so he'll die and we'll have the ability to get 10 gold out of it. Yeah, so we got 20 gold. Not nearly as good as the first time around, but I mean, we survived. This is our... Okay, damage shield. Interesting. So now our morsel units can become a meat shield and they don't die. So higher chance of them getting consumed, which is great. We'll take it. And then kill one of our own units and kill a random boss enemy. Or non-boss enemy, sorry. This is really good. Just because we have the ability to reform. But it does kill a random... No, see, like, we can't use it because if it kills a hero... No, it's too high risk, high reward. Consume. Gain 1 energy for each friendly unit death. Our deck doesn't really require all that much energy, so I don't feel like that's worth it either. This is interesting. We can reform a unit. Maybe we'll take this. And then this also gives us the ability to sacrifice a unit and then get 3 more morsels. So we can technically use this on a morsel and then get another morsel out of it. This is just really expensive to play, but we could upgrade it in the future to reduce the cost. I'll take this, and this might be it. I don't think we want any more cards unless we have the ability to remove some. And here we go, like immediately there's a duplicate. Is there any card we like enough to duplicate? This would be insane to duplicate. We could do like 200 damage easy. But you know what? We're not gonna duplicate. We're gonna focus on cards we have right now. Spells get an extra upgrade slot. Both of these aren't that great. We'll take this because 2 damage is kind of low in the grand scheme of things. And then we'll get rid of the rest of our train stewards. Only 1 left. And then we'll probably get rid of, I was gonna say a morsel, but I'm not sure now. Yeah, you know what? We'll get rid of a morsel card. It's okay, but we have so many. So here we go. So we're gonna go and upgrade a unit with multi-strike. Ooh, this is so good. 60. But if we do this, do you think multi-strike applies to our extinguished summons? Because that would be really, really awesome. I would consider this. Yeah, I think so. It says card upgrades. So each of our summoned units would have a... Yeah, that'd be pretty good. And then why not, right? Like, we can make them crazy strong. There'll be 14, 4 of them. Yeah, okay, let's go for it. We're gonna make them... That might be our end game goal. And we're just gonna re-roll. Yeah, we'll give her another burnout and get something. And that's all our goal. Alright, so we're... Hopefully we are strong enough. 6 more attack. 11. 8. I mean, we've done harder. We faced the ones where they have multi-strike. So I think we're good with this. They do have a little more HP, but I don't think we have to worry about that too much. Most of our units are still pretty strong. And this is a great starting hand. Immediately there, we've already set up the basis of our strategy. Perfect. So, yeah, I mean, this is pretty much gonna be, I don't know, like, we're just gonna be playing this to kind of like a, you know, a standard now. Here we go. You know what? It would have been interesting for me to... Oh, no, I can do it here. Okay, so it would have been nice if I could play this up here, but I think it's gonna do a lot more work down here where it can die and constantly summon itself. And then in terms of burnout, like, I don't know, just buff our main hero unit. And then 3 damage there, get our 75 gold. And we'll see how that bottom floor looks in a sec. That's disgustingly good. And we get it back. Yeah, I mean, really, like, I don't... There's... What's not to love about that card? I apologize. I thought that was gonna be, like, a bad pickup, to be honest. That might be MVP. We can't even summon anything anymore. Honestly, we don't want to pad too much in our dead monsters pile because we kind of want that monster to be able to be reformed by our hero's random ability. So we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, we got... Does this reform per turn? Oh no, okay. It does return a yeah, it does return a random monster, which makes it a little more difficult as time progresses, I guess. Because as you summon more and more stuff, and more of the stuff dies, they tend to pad the graveyard basically, and there's less chance of you summoning the right monster. But whatever. So yeah, so now we're looking pretty good. There's nothing we can do. Ooh, okay, so that guy's gonna get up there and do quite a bit of damage. I think this unit is a counter because anytime something dies, it gets 10 armor. And the way we've been playing is kind of padding deaths. I think that's okay. 11 ooh. You know what? I don't know. Reform. Definitely want to reform that. Is there no way for me to cancel? Do I have to choose a card? Okay, well, okay, we'll select this. That'll do 76 damage. And then I guess we can play this. And yeah, and that's that. I guess who cares, right? Like, we'll do this. Yeah. And then we'll play morsels. And here we go. Okay, so that top floor is looking pretty scary. That unit was definitely worth the upgrade. And now, like, first turn in and we're almost gonna kill the boss. I mean, we'll just drop this. Maybe a morsel? Maybe another tank? And yeah, we've done it. The boss is dead. Not even something we have to worry about. So this is going pretty well. Our cards, I think, are strong enough to get us at least to the final boss, if not past the final boss. Our middle floor is starting to look a little weak. I think they've outlasted kind of their usefulness. Still nothing I find good enough. This might be interesting. The ability for us to constantly make a floor bigger, because it's not consume. You send friendly units into. We can move everyone down a floor, which would. You know what? No, we're gonna play this. We basically want to be able to play all of our strong units and the distinguished unit on the same floor. Do we even need to upgrade monsters anymore? I don't think we have units out still required upgrades. So yeah, we need to discard, and we're gonna look for upgrades to our magic. So holdover. Holdover is pretty awesome. It basically lets you play a card and it stays in your hand the next turn, so you can constantly play it. And I'm thinking like we can do some pretty crazy synergies with this. We can do this and just constantly do, like, you know, 50 damage, and this just keeps on going up. Or we can just constantly increase the floor size. If we increase the floor size, like, how many monsters do we have? I don't think we have enough monsters to justify increasing the floor size all that often, unless we can constantly get Legion of Wax. And I'm thinking like we can have just a huge stack, maybe like 2 or 3 of them. So yeah, I'm gonna go for this. But this is so good. I think we're no, you know what? I'm gonna go for this. And then we will also reduce the energy cost by 1. Let's see. Spell power, that'll be 10 damage base. 13 damage. And then giving it 13 damage does give the ability for us to kill a unit with a higher chance. And gives us 2 more units. So we'll go for that. We'll re-roll, remove consume, and add cost 1. So see, now we have holdover. We don't really need this to be consumed. Or we don't need this to be... We can do this. And then have 2 cards that are rotating that gives us +1. That, yeah, you know what? This might actually be interesting. It'll give us the ability to make our area larger quicker. And we'll see how that goes. 20 power, consume. I don't think there's any cards that we want to be consumed. And we can make maybe... We can make... Yeah, let's just make this free. Whatever. And then we'll purge a card. Honestly, I don't know what we're gonna purge. Maybe one of these? Yeah, maybe we'll purge the one that's consumed for this one. And then we have 2 more cards that we can purge. I think we're gonna purge another Shade Splitter. And then... I don't know, maybe a Dreg? So now we're definitely looking for 1 more unit, I think. A decent unit to fill that role. Alright, here we go. I think this is the second last boss. Spell Shield 5. Okay, so this boss summons these Alabaster Guardians, which have 70 HP, which is quite a bit. And basically most of your enemies are going to make it to the top because generally you don't have enough damage to deal with them. And we didn't start off with the best hand either. So we'll go with that. I don't know if we want to play this because it might die. Oh, actually, it looks okay. So we won't play this. I mean, we could. It does nothing. Whatever. Alright, so... We'll need 2 turns to be able to kill this thing. Oh, the shield definitely messed me up there. We're gonna play her up here because we don't want our hero taking too much damage, and it does get rid of this and provide us the ability to hit someone in the back. We're gonna do this, and we start playing the morsel units up front so we can at least get some gold out of this, even if we can't deal damage. And then maybe we'll play. Yeah, we'll play this up here. Maybe we should play it in the back, but that's fine. Oh, I forgot. Yes, the morsel units have spell shield, which is great, so they can be kind of like our tanks in the beginning. And it does look like we're gonna be taking 6 damage, but that's fine. Maybe more than... Ooh. Their shields are stacking. That's something I didn't anticipate. And we'll do this. So now the bottom floor is all set. We just have to start building up the top floors. Probably shouldn't have played that there. I'm really looking to play this card down here. I'm thinking like I could technically kill this. You know what, yeah. I didn't want to incant, but like... we'll do this, I guess. That one-turn burnout definitely is an issue. But it's so strong if you can play in the right spot. So that's like the first damage we've taken in a while to our Pyre. And I think we're still okay. 1, 2. And now this floor is set to receive our man, what's that card called? I keep forgetting. No, it's not any. What? The you know what I'm talking about, the discard pile, yeah. Oh, the Legion of Wax, yeah. So now we have another extra 4 slots after this dies. We can summon the Legion of Wax and hopefully get this floor to pop off. Looks like we're gonna be taking a little bit more damage as well. We'll do this. Okay. Still not getting as much gold as I'd like, but I guess that's fine. Now it's just getting ridiculous. I guess we'll reform the multi-strike unit. Oh, you know what? I should have... Burnout 2 now. I should have played one of those to widen up this floor so I can play this unit down here. Clearly wasn't thinking, but I guess that's fine. We'll do this. Just so we can clear up that particular unit. Don't let it get to the top. Maybe we'll get a... Perfect, so... We did get what we wanted. We'll play this. Unfortunately, it's not gonna die. But that's fine. And now we're just gonna go. We're gonna go nuts. We're just gonna play as many units as we can on this particular floor, just so we can get a little more gold before the. I think the last area is the next area. Sorry, is the last time we get the upgrade before the final boss. So we want to get as much gold as we can before that point. All right, so that floor is all good. We did lose our multi-strike unit, but right here we go. So we've lost so many morsels. How much damage is this dude? 66. Probably can get this a little higher. And honestly, if the boss makes it up to this floor, like they've got huge problems. The first floor is just to get rid of the riffraff. The second floor is really where the crazy stuff is happening. Worried about the burnout though. Does this thing have burnout? Oh, it doesn't have burnout. Okay, so perfect. So it is gonna last until the boss gets up there. And we're gonna heal. That did quite a bit more. We'll put something. We'll widen this up. Put something down. 930. Alright, you know what? We're gonna make this wider. We're gonna sacrifice this. And we'll put... Yeah, okay. Okay, that was close. Alright, so it's not gonna get through the second floor, definitely. Didn't really have to min-max there, but I was trying to see if we could get a one-floor kill. And our champion is doing quite a bit of good work there. And yeah, I mean, definitely a very powerful floor with the Legion of Wax. Enhance friendly units with 3 or attack times energy by 1 burnout. Still don't think there's nothing good enough. I think our deck is in a pretty good spot. And honestly at this point, we have enough capacity. I feel like either energy or draw is what we're looking for. Maybe draw. We have the ability to build out our capacity so quickly. And now, do we want an artifact? I don't think there's any spells we want to upgrade. Maybe this. Oh, actually, yeah. Or trinket and concealed kit. You know what? We're gonna go for this and hopefully get a good upgrade on our damage cards on our fatal melting. Draw 1. Gorge abilities. We don't have gorge abilities, do we? No, I think, yeah, that's unique to the to that particular clan. We'll do this. Extra draw never hurts. And then reform 2 random units. So this does improve our chances of getting Legion of Wax back. And then we'll see. Oh, another holdover. So yes, you see what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're gonna hold over this. And then we can do quite a bit of damage each turn. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hold over. Maybe even get it to like 0 cost. Or 1 for 10 damage. No, I think 0 cost would be best. It's basically a 0 cost multiplied by the number of deaths in your deck, which I think scales up really nicely. And that's always nice. And then finally, do we want to drop any final cards? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think there's anything left. This is our final encounter, I believe. Oh, no, it's not. It's our second last one. Okay, here we go. So, non-boss enemies restore all health. There's no way. I don't think we deal enough damage. So that's unfortunately 400 gold we're not gonna get, but I think we're doing okay. So you know what? Okay, we're already able to kind of build this floor out. Do that. Do this. Why take damage, right? Interest. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, every time we play. Okay, perfect. We can still stack up some gold. Okay, cool. And as we make that Legion of Wax stronger, when it dies, it makes those units stronger when it summons. It's actually a really good synergy. Perfect. And we'll just, we'll stack up this floor, make it as strong as possible. Would have been nice if we could get that in first. That's okay. Right now it's 6 damage. honestly, there's no reason for us not to play it, just because it comes back. And listen here, we're just gonna play these cards because when they die, we're gonna get more damage. Honestly, I don't mind doing that. Obviously, we're not gonna get a double stack, but that is extra gold we're getting there. And all of a sudden, that floor is looking pretty strong. Alright, so we got Legion of Wax back, which is exactly what we're looking for. We're gonna make this floor wider. Play another Legion of Wax, maybe in the... probably in the back. Deal some damage. Can't really do anything there. Guess we'll heal. And we'll just stack up this floor. Since these units die and they're endless, we're just gonna keep on harvesting. That's looking pretty ridiculous. I don't know how much damage is happening on that floor. And we're just gonna keep going. 42 damage. And yeah, wow, okay. You're kind of seeing like, basically this is kind of what you're looking for in Monster Train, like just the ability to build these really ridiculously powerful kind of synergies. I think this, it's kind of what separates this from games like the other roguelikes, roguelike deck builders. I guess the one that most people know would be like Slay the Spire, where there's a lot less, like you build up slowly, whereas in Monster Train you go from like 0 to 100 very quickly. Is this the final wave? I wasn't paying attention there. You know what? It doesn't even matter. Oh, there's a 7 unit limit. Interesting. We're gonna get Legion of Wax, obviously. And is there a way for us to... You know what? We're gonna kill off this unit, and we're gonna play... Excuse me, sir? Oh, darn it, it has a spell shield. I was hoping to play Legion of Wax again. That's okay. He'll come around. The bottom floor is dead anyway, and we're making a load of money. And okay, so that wasn't the last floor. So we're gonna increase the bottom floor, I guess. At this point, it doesn't matter. I don't think we're looking at losing anytime soon. Famous last words, though. I don't know, why not? I wasn't even looking at how much damage that card was doing. I think it's probably in like at least 90s, right? And yeah, so we're just gonna... We can't play that here, but we can play our other monsters. 102. We'll do this. And that's 945, I think. Yeah, that should... Oh, no, not yet. Maybe this should push us to... No? Really? So close. That's fine. Okay, you know what? We're... Doesn't matter. We'll play another one. This is getting really out of hand. That second floor is going to be insanely powerful. Honestly, I think it's a combination of just like our synergy with when units die, we do three more damage. And this is 132. See, like that's just gonna finish the boss off. So as long as we can draw cards with that specific order, we'll do pretty well. And I mean, like, why not? We already have a crazy synergy that deals with that. So I think that might have been our last card that we needed to really get this to the finish line. Hopefully, yeah, what I'm looking for is another holdover to get that card to be always in our hand. Definitely will upgrade this to be lower cost at least. Magic power. I don't know. We'll start upgrading that. Remove consume. Add 1. This is actually decent because we want lots of morsels for them to die quickly. And hold over, exactly what we're looking for. Awesome. So now we're gonna be doing, I don't know, like something ridiculous. That's 3x plus 10x, so like we're doing 13x per turn. And I don't think there's anything we really want to get rid of. Possibly getting rid of Cannibalize, because I don't think we're able to take advantage of it very often. No, you know what? We'll leave it. We'll leave it. I think we're in a good spot. We'll have some leftover gold for a trinket. And this is pretty ridiculous. Gives us the ability to kind of pop off earlier. I don't think any of this is useful now at the end. Second unit gain 3 energy. All Waxer units gain endless. You know what? That's just, I think, a no-brainer. And here we go. I think this is the final boss. Yep. So we're fighting Seraph the Chaste. Remove half of buffs and debuffs, and our units don't rely on buffs or debuffs, to be honest. We're waiting for them to die so we can play our damage cards. And perfect. Our perfect hand right in the beginning. Legion of Wax up here. And we even got back the morsels as reformed units. So here we go. We'll do this. We'll just start putting the morsels in front as tanks, because we don't want our I mean, they're endless now. They'll just keep on coming back. I really don't see the issue. I think we've hit the point where we're kind of just so powerful. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, 2,300 HP, we'll see how far we can go. Quite a few of these units are making it to the top though, so that is kind of concerning. Ooh, and do we have energy drain? Oh, that's pretty bad. We don't have the ability to. Ooh, okay. You know what? This is maybe. Oh, perfect. Fatal meeting, 18 damage. Get rid of a bunch of these guys. Yes, get out of here. Okay, so we are gonna take some damage. What is your Oh, okay. Armor when a unit dies. Okay, well, nothing we can do there. Oh, that's gonna be another. Are we gonna lose? That'll be extremely. Okay. .45 armor there, I think it just gained. Hopefully, I think that unit's gonna die. The pyro's doing 40 damage per hit. Yeah, okay. I was worried for nothing. And now this is 39 damage. That's almost the entire floor done. All our units are endless, which is really ridiculous. I mean, why not put a Waxer unit up here? I don't even know. I don't think it matters anymore. If we can play it, we'll play it. This is going very well for us. So the problem is, yeah, I think one of these units applies. I don't know who's applying Ember Drain. What's happening? Do we have something that says when we play a card? Oh, okay. And this is doing 160, so I might as well, right? Honestly, it doesn't matter. We could have played on the boss. Hopefully that doesn't make a difference in the end. 160, that's taking 75. We'll widen the bottom floor up now. We're just trying to keep these units like alive as long as possible, so if it does come down to it, the okay, so we can't target the boss, unfortunately. Who can we reform? This is pretty funny. We're gonna have morsels that are stronger than our normal units. Yeah, we're basically playing by a formula. There's really no, it's pretty mindless from here on until the final wave. There's that, and then we'll play this. That unit is dying. This is the only one who's, well, I mean, yeah, that's a new wave to be expected. This is honestly pretty ridiculous. We're able to play our entire hand, just consistently playing in our entire hand, and we're also getting extra gold at the end, even though we're not gonna be able to take advantage of it. So yeah, all in all, I think this went very well. Still yet to be seen whether we win, but I really don't see us losing at this point. 700. He does have multi-strike, which is kind of annoying. And I guess I'll leave it for the next row to deal with it. Yeah, this is 7. Actually, I guess technically I could. Okay, I did lose a bunch of damage there, but so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stack up as much as we can. I don't think we're gonna have any issues beating it. If it's 700 damage per row, obviously the first row having a lot higher damage because of our champion. But our Legion of Wax is definitely no slouch either, and we have 2 of them in the second row. And each of them are doing, I think, like 30 damage, multi-hit. So we'll do this. That's another 600 damage. That's 400. Yes. Okay. I think. And that's all she wrote. So. All right. That's that makes a very good first episode. A first win on a win on the first episode, and also on Covenant level 4. Very nice. Yeah, this is us taking that last piece of hell, lighting the fires again, and let's see our final score. Covenant rank up. Minor battles have more enemies. Unlock some gold cards, and we leveled up. So this leveling up the factions unlock new cards. Is always interesting because it makes the like the deck building a little more dynamic, and it gives you more choices. So win streak 2, awesome. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. That wraps it up for our first episode of Monster Train, and hopefully the first episode of many in 2020. If you enjoyed this episode, please smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, all those great things. And thanks again for tuning in, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye bye.